You will never see thicker samurai ninja warriors anywhere else, so get your delicious sussy undercover popcorn ready, cause it's gonna be a super sticky one. The Osu warriors are seen marching toward the battlefield, brimming with enthusiasm, as if heading to a grand celebration. Their leader, Date Mamuni, exudes confidence, assuring them of their impending victory. He descends dramatically from above, landing on the battlefield with a commanding presence. Meanwhile, Sanada Yukimura, a fierce warrior known as the Young Tiger from the T-Clan, also arrives, ready for battle. The narrator sets the scene, describing an era of revolution and turmoil across the land. Warlords rapidly swept through the country, each conquest painting Japan's fiefdoms with new leadership. One such warlord, Nagamasa from the Ai clan, declares his duty to vanquish evil in the name of justice, with his wife Ichi standing solemnly behind him in agreement. Other notable figures emerge: the devil of Onigashima from the Mori clan, Ieyasu from Tokugawa, and Mitsuhide Akechi from the Oda clan, the latter infamous for his merciless slaughter of many soldiers. Sasuke, a skilled ninja of the T clan, reports to their leader Teada that the Wugi soldiers are, as suspected, preparing for battle. Ninjas in this world are not merely spies, but possess the ability to fly and wield special powers in combat. Teada, known as the Tiger of Kai, orders his protege Yukimura to lead a squad in a surprise night attack against the Wugi soldiers, led by Lord Kenshin. However, Yukimura objects. In response, Tita strikes Yukimura, emphasizing that the best strategy depends on the specific battle. Yukimura, unfazed, reminds his master that he and Lord Kenshin are sworn rivals. A sneak attack would dishonor their ongoing feud. Tita, with another punch, retorts that this very rivalry is why they must eliminate Kenshin's soldiers, forcing him to retreat. This tactic, known as the woodpecker strategy, is meant to weaken the enemy. Tita muses that if the plan fails, he will accept in the afterlife that it was a poor choice. Undeterred, Yukimura vows to risk his life to carry out the strategy. Sasuke, concerned, asks why Teada hasn't revealed the true purpose of the mission to Yukimura. Meanwhile, Kasuga, a ninja serving Lord Kenshin, reports that the one-eyed dragon of Osu is rapidly closing in on their forces. Kenshin orders his northernmost troops to fight to the last man, holding off the enemy. Kasuga also reports that one of T's squads has taken a different route, planning a surprise attack on Mount Sao. Hearing this, Lord Kenshin orders his soldiers to prepare for battle, with their primary target being the Tiger of Kai. Kajuru, a trusted ally of Date, suggests sending a scout ahead to Mount Saijo, suspecting an ambush. Date dismisses the concern, urging his forces forward. However, when they arrive at Mount Sao, Kenshin's troops are nowhere to be found. Yukimura and his men also arrive, only to find Date's troops instead of Kenshin's. Surprised, Yukimura challenges Date to a duel. Despite the intensity of their battle, Yukimura only manages to scratch Date's helmet. Their clash is fierce, each warrior demonstrating their formidable skills. As they fight, Lord Kenshin and the Tiger of Kai observe the lightning and flames emanating from their duel. The Tiger of Kai reflects that Yukimura's rigorous training might have been in preparation for this very moment, facing the great warrior Date. Lord Kenshin acknowledges that the outcome of this battle is impossible to predict. The duel rages on, with Date eventually drawing his 6 claws to block Yukimura's spear. Realizing the fight could end in mutual destruction, Sasuke intervenes, urging them to cease so Date can continue his mission. Sasuke warns that the Wugi army will soon arrive. Kajuru advises Date to retreat to preserve their forces. As Date withdraws, Yukimura feels a burning determination, impressed by Date's strength and spirit. Date, too, is left pondering Yukimura's resolve. Later, the Tiger of Kai reveals to Yukimura that he had anticipated Date's surprise attack, as well as Lord Kenshin's maneuvers, which is why they remained on the mountaintop for so long. Teada explains that he sent Yukimura to confront Date as a test, though he withheld the mission's full details, believing a true warrior must handle unexpected challenges. Yukimura realizes that the duel was a trial, one he nearly failed if not for Sasuke's intervention. Feeling dejected, Yukimura admits to his master that Date was indeed powerful, strong enough to shake his very soul. Sasuke then reports that warriors have gathered near Imagawa, possibly to interfere with Oda, who is pursuing Date. Teada, anticipating this, orders his troops to head to Imagawa for battle. Kajuru laments that they missed the chance to defeat Lord Kenshin and the Tiger of Kai, having been drawn into the wrong conflict. Date questions whether Kajuru halted their battle out of fear of losing, but Kajuru explains that he acted out of caution, knowing that if the fight continued, one or both of them could have perished. Kajuru then notes that Imagawa's forces are likely to withdraw soon due to relentless attacks from other factions. He suspects that Teyata will be the first to try to rescue Imagawa. Intrigued, Date agrees to race ahead of Teyata and capture Imagawa before he can intervene. The Hojo army, also involved in the conflict, becomes uneasy upon learning of Date's approach and quickly retreats. As Teyata's forces march toward Imagawa, they spot Date's army descending from the heights, rushing ahead of them. The Tiger of Kai orders Yukimura and a select group of soldiers to chase after Date and prevent him from taking Imagawa, while he and the remaining troops engage the Hojo forces they encounter along the way. Yukimura realizes that Date is employing the same woodpecker strategy, determined to seize Imagawa at all costs. Lord Kenshin explained to Kasuga that they hadn't engaged Taita because they were trying to avoid sacrificing soldiers in a three-way battle. Meanwhile, Lord Yoshimoto, a sleepy-headed gourmand who commanded the Imagawa soldiers, was en route to the battlefield when one of his men reported that they were already under attack by Date's army. Yoshimoto, terrified, nearly killed the messenger for not warning him sooner. The Imagawa soldiers were surrounded, and Date, soaring through the sky, dodged every arrow fired at him. Yoshimoto fell from his carriage as Date approached, threatening to take his head. Panicking, Yoshimoto fled and hid behind the carriage. Surprised, Date chastised him, saying that as the leader, Yoshimoto should be fighting. At that moment, Yukimura arrived and ordered Date to stop, refusing to let him kill Yoshimoto. Date vowed that one day he would take the Tiger of Kai's head, but Yukimura confidently responded that his leader would never lose, no matter the opponent. Date then proposed a duel for Yoshimoto's head. The two warriors clashed, their strikes unleashing lightning and fire. After defeating the Hojo forces, Yukimura announced an assault on Odawara Castle. Upon reaching the castle, he was met by Lord Ujiyasu-sama at the entrance. Yukimura mentioned his desire to consider an alliance with the Hojo clan, given the chaos in the country. Ujiyasu-sama questioned why Yukimura would attack if he intended to form an alliance. Yukimura replied that he attacked because he hadn't seen Ujiyasu leading his troops. Angered by this, Ujiyasu-sama vowed that no one would ever conquer their castle. Suddenly, the legendary ninja Fuma Kotaro aimed his sword at Teyata's eye, but Teyata skillfully deflected the strike. Ujiyasu-sama taunted Teyata, promising that he would die before the castle gates. Meanwhile, the fierce battle between Date and Yukimura raged on. Yoshimoto trembled as he watched the duel unfold, realizing his life was at stake. In a desperate move, Yoshimoto ordered his men to bring out his body double. In another part of the battlefield, Teyata and Fuma Kotaro engaged in combat, but Teyata ultimately overpowered the ninja, delivering a blow that sent him crashing into a building. Furious, Ujiyasu-sama confronted Teyata himself, summoning the spirits of his ancestors. Despite this, Teyata emerged victorious. Even as the rain began to fall, Yukimura and Date continued their duel, neither willing to back down. Kasuga alerted them to look behind, revealing that Imagawa had split into three. Date and Kasuga immediately pursued the real Imagawa in his carriage, only to be met by a volley of arrows from above. Yukimura and Sasuke joined the chase, but Sasuke warned that they might be following a decoy. As they closed in, a mysterious woman fired her gun at the carriage, engulfing it in flames. Realizing it was a fake Imagawa, she fired again, destroying the decoy. Finally, Date, Kasuga, Yukimura, and Sasuke arrived at a clearing where they saw Lord Oda Nobunaga, the sixth divine demon lord of Owari, standing atop a mountain with his army. Before them, they raised the body of Yoshimoto, the man they had all been chasing. Without hesitation, Lord Oda shot Yoshimoto dead, ending the pursuit. Rumor has it that if you leave a like, Kasuga will show up in your dreams. And comment Kasuga Mami if you made it to the end.